It's your boy, Queso Big Dipper.
I am back. What it do, baby?
And today, we are reacting to Fairchild off the Boy Who Played the Harp. It's sad to say there's only 2 more videos, and we have officially reacted to every song. And if you've missed any of those, make sure you go check them out. They should all be out on the channel by now. But without any further ado, hit that thumbs up button. This video has a 10,000 thumbs up goal. Let's get to work.
Yeah. She was 24. Last week told me something you can't be ready for. I'm on the death of our innocence. I'm on the death of her innocence. Let the Henny pour. Some weeks ago she was in a cab. I felt sick to my stomach cause when I listened back, driver was acting all forward. I should have drawn a line. She wasn't worried about it. It happens all the time. All the time.
Oh my God. I was, for the life of me, like, what is Fairchild? I could not remember what Fairchild was just off the title. Every other song I've had like some kind of, I just streamed it not too long ago. I have some kind of, until I started hearing about it. This might be the most important record on the album. The rates of very creepy things happening to girls is way higher than non-creepy people realize. Some of these, and I wonder, is it that, and maybe this is my ignorance, that some people don't know what they're doing or they don't know, but that's why this is so important, because in a place where, in a culture where sometimes music, just music, all can be creepy. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. Do you know what that song's actually about? It's very important to have records like this in the space, because niggas in this really singing that blurred, that creepy ass song. No, I can't even say they don't know, because now that I think about it, the song's called Blurred Lines. You know you're doing something wrong. Like, it's like...
Yeah. She was 24. Last week told me something you can't be ready for. I'm on the death of our innocence.
Do you hear something she told her? I have a song called Too, and I'm not using this to plug my music. I'm using this to just speak to how amazing, actually this isn't an amazing experience, but the fact that 2 people have had very similar experiences and where you were told this kind of a story by somebody's daughter. And that's what Two Blue Socks by me is.
I'm on the death of her innocence, let the Henny pour. Some weeks ago she was in a cab. I felt sick to my stomach cause when I listened back, driver was acting all forward. I should have drawn a line. She wasn't worried about it. It happens all the time. All the time, said it happens all the time. A little conversation, that's just all it is. Ask a couple questions and he'll call it quits. He ain't even have to ask her where she lives. She was headed to this venue with a couple friends and I was working late, said I'd collect her when the party and she got into this no phone party. You know the ones where guys have their phones and all the women there don't. I threw one of them.
Be careful. Be careful. That nigga said they go to one of those no phone. You know the ones where the girls don't have it because they know what they're doing. I used to sell. I used to be at like some of the frats every now and again, you know what I mean? And I remember there was this girl, and I ain't gonna say her name, but she told me what happened to her at this frat. And there was a story like this. This shit actually makes me really sad. And she told me, and so I decided we're not gonna do business with those niggas. And also, you know, it's just like, cause she sort of like hung out with, even though she didn't like hang out with it, there was enough to where, like, you know what I mean? So we're not fucking with these niggas. Like, we taking it like you did that to one of our dogs. And somebody goes and decides to sell to one of these kids anyways, one of the frat kids anyways. And he goes there at one of their parties because, I'm gonna be real, during them little parties, you could make like $5,000. I'm not even exaggerating. Those, if you went there with a little, you could make some money at those frat parties. So he goes there and he sees her there again. So we sort of like blank on her. What the fuck? How can you go there? These niggas did this shit to you. How could you go hang out with these niggas? We blank. She said, Man, the night that shit happened, everybody told me I should just forget about it. That it didn't really happen. That didn't happen like that. That I was drunk. This is what her friends told her. She said, I tried not to go, but my friends didn't stop going. So what? Am I going to let this experience ruin my college experience? That's what she said to me. And I go, God damn. You know, perspective is a motherfucker. When you know what people are going through, it's like, because she's just a kid trying to fit in. And it almost is, it would serve her to lie to herself like it would serve her, there's certain benefits to her lying to herself. Much more harm, but there's certain benefits she gets. And I sat there, I'm like, man, it's tough. It's tough being a lady in this world. Because where does she even go? And now we're in her judging her because she's a victim. We're not calling the police on the frat and shit. We in her judging the victim. Some of the shit that's happening to girls, like, and all us non-creepy niggas, we be thinking like these are outliers. Bro, this shit is happening every day. And sometimes you think a guy's just making a joke and it's just not funny. But you don't realize, like, no, this nigga has some sick intentions because you don't have those sick intentions. So it might be hard for you to, like, quantify or magnify what's really going on. It's like you might call your homie, hey, bitch, hey, shut up, move out the way. But you don't know if someone else does that. They're actually trying to instigate a fight. People have different intentions, and this song is very important.
Last week, so I don't want to speak. When I think about this shit, it cuts deep. You see, Tamar, she like my little sis. So when I asked her to explain to me the story, she said this. I caught a vibe with a guy and then from the off, but something was off. Offered me pills and offered me shots and offered my head. Couldn't even say if I was...
And with a great story like this, you're not going to credit the writing, but this is amazing writing. What he's doing, like the wordplay right here with the word off is... But you're not going to, because the story's so riveting. Like,
so when I asked her to explain to me the story, she said this. I caught a vibe with a guy and then from the off, but something was off. Offered me pills and offered me shots and offered my head. Couldn't even say if I was sober or off in my head. I could have danced for days, wouldn't have been no surprise. But let's have a good night. They turn to have a good nights when all the men start drinking, and then they feel entitled to more than opinions. You know how that goes, a man come to the girls like, fucking, let me get your snap in it. Add me back in it, fucking, what? What you doing after this? What you want? What's wrong? Why are you moving so stiff? Come back to the AP, what, friend, what? Don't worry about her, you ain't her dad, that's long. I follow her home, call her a cab and what? I feel like I seen you before, what? You from Bex, you know, Thames, fucking. Are you getting back to ends and I ain't saying that's weird?
This storytelling is so good, and how many times have you seen the creepy guy talking to the girl at the club? How many times have you see how uncomfortable it makes her? And I always say, like, you ever watch the movie Debo? I use the analogy of Dave Chappelle on the live stream, and I feel like that was a very beautiful analogy for what I'm saying, but I could use another one. In the neighborhood growing up, there was niggas who were older than us. And because they were older than us, like, legit, like, I was in 6th grade, these niggas are like 10th grade. So I'm like 11, they're like 16. So I'm like 100 pounds, or not me, like 200 pounds, 4'6". They're 200 pounds, 6'1". So 250, big guys. Look, they're way bigger than us, way stronger than us. And so when they took our ball from us, what the fuck we do? We let the niggas have the ball. I mean, you talked your little shit, but what you do? You ran away when the nigga got to your face because there was nothing you could do about it because this guy had such a disproportionate physical advantage over her or over you. That's the same thing that a girl has to deal with. And you think you're just, but it's the same dynamic. And it's just as fucked up as when them grown ass men that come through and take our ball. It's way more fucked up. But sometimes you have to remember that is the dynamic. You're bigger than her. You're stronger than her. And she knows that. And also, so many guys will hurt them for how they respond to not wanting them. The dynamic is what needs to be looked at.
But it kinda is. She busy throwing up, he's trying to take her to the crib, but that's the culture of the club, right? All games fair. And if she don't like it, why she there? These times she just wanna go home. But she don't wanna go alone with no battery on her phone, and all her friends are trying to stay. Cause they're going to somebody's after party in a house that's out of the way, and then she blacked out. was gonna leave with him, but something felt off and then she backed out. When I heard about the time she tried to make her home alone, she said,
"At Archway, I got out the car."
One of the best features, and I grew a more of appreciation for this feature. What is her name? Oh my god, I need to, because she was another person. Who was the other person on there? Wait, is she white? Okay. A lot of people are saying it's the most important. Nicole Blakk. Wait, what the fuck? Is she white? Oh, come on. I'm like, no, God, if this was a white girl, I'm like, what the fuck? Greatest rapper.
It's quiet.
But anyways, she's amazing.
Something felt off and then she backed out. When I heard about the time she tried to make her home alone, she said,
"At Archway, I got out the car. It's quiet and I'm walking up this long hill. Faint sound, cold chills. I swear I just heard a familiar voice. Inside of the club, outside of the club. Was it that first cab? I swear I know the voice. Think fast, that's my only choice."
It's the same cab driver that was making one too many comments to her from earlier, bro. Follow the storyteller.
He's coming up, I hear him running up. I ran and I tripped, I fell and I buckle. My belt in a buckle, my keys in my knuckles. He's grabbing my hair, I'm screaming to stop. I'm hitting him hard, it's turning him on. The burning is gone, my body is so cold. I'm frozen in fear, accepting my fate. His hands on my waist, I think that I threw my keys in his face. I ran and he chased, I stumbled on a group of 3 that were leaving. I ran towards them, didn't notice that my feet, they were bleeding. And that's when I called, praying that you be there recording. The only person that I know who's up at 3 in the morning. I sound mad, but if you ain't a girl, I guess you don't know the feeling of watching what you wear because you're worried about making it home. Walking with your phone to your ear and you ain't on the phone. Can't walk on the same side of the pavement alone. Everyone's a fucking good.
My Lord. And I say that I be thinking, right? Okay, so I try to be like a liberal person in thought, not politically, but I try to be like, I'm pretty cool with most things, right? Because I just understand that life isn't simple, and I can always find myself in your experience. So I remember just maybe, or this still happens, maybe I go to a store because I don't pull my pants up. Nigga thinks I'm shoplifting. Oh, John, I want to be like, shut your broke ass up, nigga. But nigga think I'm shoplifting whole time because my pants sagging. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like being followed around because of what I look like or how I'm dressed. I don't like to be treated a certain way. So when I started hearing girls tell me about like the slut shaming thing, or like things like guys will literally just like, if you dress a certain way, maul you. And part of me want to go, well, why don't you stop dressing like that? But it's like, well, then why don't I pull my pants up in the store? I can figure that out. I can understand that that's how I choose to express myself. And that's how I like my pants to fit. And it's based off how my body is shaped, based off of what I've seen. This is how I've chosen to wear my pants. And it is not up to this bitch ass nigga in the Walmart to tell me where my pants need to lie, as long as it's within reason. Why can't you feel that same way for the shorty, but you gonna laugh at her when she tells you that? You gonna act like it's not a real struggle people is dealing with.
Guy and I'm making it known, but I'm just making it known that if you ain't a girl, I guess you don't know the feeling of checking the child lock or seeing the air tag. A 5-minute walk home, feeling like 5 miles. Maybe
checking that child lock or seeing an air tag. Oh, because that nigga's because she's being followed or being locked in the car. God damn.
Child lock or seeing the air tag. A 5-minute walk home, feeling like 5 miles. Maybe if these people would police our cities where they police our bodies, then maybe fucking hell. Maybe every woman that I know wouldn't be stuck as well. Danger doesn't look like no killer in a mask.
It looks like that flirty cab driver and guys that feel entitled because you're standing in a section. Short-tempered men, the ones that struggle with rejection. I knew a girl called.
And I love how the voice of Dave slowly becomes louder as hers becomes quiet. He's standing with her. And it is. Villains don't be coming looking like Dr. Evil, nigga. It could be your homeboy. It could be you. And that is the scariest part. It could And as we listen to so many people, whether it be a homosexual tell you he doesn't want to be called a certain word, whether it be a woman saying she doesn't want to be looked at a certain type of way, what does it just hurt us to go, yeah, all right, I won't do that? Because you might be the person motivating this song. You might be the person motivating another person. So you might be the and in all these movies, these Helen Keller, when you watch it and you crying, you might be the nigga laughing at her when she was trying to figure out what water was. You might be that person. Because morality is no longer a thing that is incentivized in a world where everybody's selling gambling and liquor and motherfucking only OF and all that kind of shit. And morality doesn't matter out here. For the few of us who still try to stand on something, the worst part is shit's so fucked up out here. We used to have Martin Luther King. Now you got Queso Big Dipper, flawed ass man into himself. But just try in life, stand on the right side of good. Because the other case of Big Dipper might not tell you this. Just try because it's important, my nigga. Because you gonna have a daughter. And God, Allah, the universe, whatever it is, don't forget. And these things that, not saying she's gonna go through that, nigga. You might go through that. Shit. You don't, but you'll never forget.
That was in so deep, she thought violence was affection. I know some women wouldn't want a man's help because so many of them want the same reward for their protection.
What did he say?
That was in so deep, she thought violence was affection. I know some women wouldn't want a man's help because so many of them want the same reward for their protection. Danger doesn't look like no killer in a mask. It looks like that kid in the group chat that jokes about, and he won't ever stop because there's no one to correct him, and he might even do it because the system would protect him.
DJ Academics.
Algorithm gonna find some people just like him. They hate women too, okay, yeah, fuck it, let's connect him. Homicidal, femicidal shit when they're suggesting. Somebody just asked you on a date, it was your dentist. He just went downstairs and got your number from reception. Used to be nice, said I
Imagine how creepy that is. Nigga, you in the dentist, this nigga goes and gets your personal information to hit on you. That is fucking cool.
Remind him of his little girl. 2 weeks later, he got your number from reception. Used to be nice, said I remind him of his little girl. 2 weeks later.
Yo, it's so crazy. I used to have a girl, I know she was a dancer and she did OF, and she told me that almost all of her teachers, almost all of them, follow her OF page and be messaging her shit like, damn, you really grew up. It's like, God, that's sick.
He wants a sexual connection. Danger doesn't look like no killer in a mask. Who you even talking to? Women hunted down by the people they say reported to. Honestly, I wouldn't have the solitude or fortitude. Try and humanize you, she could be somebody's daughter you. As if that's the reason that them fellas shouldn't slaughter you. God forbid that they offend the people you're belonging to. Objectify you just the way.
Right. And notice what he's saying. Because you're so unhuman. You so don't look at women as human. In order for me to humanize them, I have to remind you that a man... Wow, that's deep. I've never even fucking... That is so real. Because as a society, we respect women so little. In order for us to just the acceptable voice of reasoning, we have to bring a man into the equation and tell you, but that's somebody's daughter, somebody's son. Because you couldn't just respect her. You couldn't just respect that she doesn't deserve to have to go through that. God, that's such a brilliant point I never even thought of. God, this nigga album is God tier.
Fellas shouldn't slaughter you. God forbid that they offend the people you're belonging to. Objectify you just the way I do in every song. Tomorrow was never wrong. Can't trust guys, she never lied. No men aside, the femicide, the cat calls, the long stares, the kind words, the lines blurred. Call her out, impersonator. Who know a victim, don't know a perpetrator. Am I one of them, the men of the past, who cat called? I spoke in the bars, I'm complicit, no better than you.
That's a real thing. Every man has done some shit that's fucked up. And you don't know. I was a little nigga. You don't know. As you're growing up, you don't know. Every nigga has done something that's fucked up, though. I really do. None of us are perfect in this thing. And that's why it's okay to, you can hop off that creepy nigga train at any point and be a good guy. And you just learn through experience. And sometimes experience doesn't have to be your own experience. You can learn from the experience of others, but you just learn. Especially those of us who grew up on Johnny Bravo and stuff like that. It's the little 5-year-old kid who's running around saying, I want you to be my girlfriend, give me a kiss and stuff like that. You don't know nothing wrong with that. You try to show this bitch you love. You don't know yet. And that is where I leave those kind of little moments of innocence, but that does manifest into something. And if unchecked, that little kid can turn into a creep. Someone needs to tell him you can't do that to people. It's a systemic cultural problem as well as it is a personal individual problem.
Post stories of, got sit on the fence. That's hardly an option. You either part of the solution or part of the problem.
Facts. Facts! This nigga made the best album of the year. Just decided to make the best album of the year. Certified vibe check. Hit that thumbs up button. Everybody drop end in the comments because the last song is going to be our next reaction. We'll see you there. Hit that thumbs up button. KBD family, love y'all. We